What's going on, dudes? Koi here. Now, today we're going to be rating and checking out the One Punch Man World community tier list made by the Reddit community. I thought I'd take a look just to because I've never really done a tier list when it comes to just straight up characters. I've only done the character rankings, which, is literally just me basing player experience from what characters feel and do the most right now compared to characters that that's the community that we do though on our live streams. We do that once a month, once every 2 months, obviously, because that's when we get the new characters in. Nothing too serious, but I would love to see exactly what these guys' mindsets are whenever it comes down to actually making this tier list. And let's go ahead and get down to it. So, is the community right about a lot of things? Now, if I were to actually make a real tier list, I would actually uh, definitely have the top three definitely being up there. Tatsumaki's definitely up there. She's not exactly the best, and that's where I think we get the disconnect. I think that when it comes down to it, she definitely is not there whenever it comes down to characters like Metal Knight, who just do ridiculous damage. A My Mask, who's an absolute demon, and just with her, she's very good. Don't get me wrong, she's incredibly good, but I still don't think that she's up there like that, at least without these guys being at the top of the list. Because a My Mask and Metal Knight alone are just probably some of the best characters in the game, especially whenever it comes down to damage. Genos being number one makes so much sense, but I feel like we're missing Prisoner Sonic. Where's Prisoner Sonic on this? I mean, this is already cutting into May, and this tier list has not been updated with Prisoner Sonic, I'm guessing. So that's kind of a weird thing. So I don't know why they haven't done that yet. But obviously, Prisoner Sonic would be above Genos in that regard. Then it would be Genos. Then it would be a My Mask. Then it would be someone like Metal Knight. Then it would be, well, I guess I'll cut off and then kind of play with my own tier list on the side and just show what I would change in this tier list. One sec. Okay, so how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this tier list, and then I'm just gonna preface it based off of what my own tier list would be like. One, this is kind of a weird one. Why would they even add an A plus? They should just leave it S, A, B, C, D. I understand have there being a godly tier, and I'm adding that to mine, but I don't understand having an F tier either. There's not a character that is absolutely trash in this game. There's just characters that just don't perform the same way, either because their gimmicks are too hard to use, or due to the fact that some characters just have really hard kits that require a lot to get down to business or to really, really profit off of what do you call it? Off their damage and stuff like that. So I'm a little lost if they mean I think this is obviously SSR Genos because the black vest here. But yeah, that's fine. Okay, one, I think that SR Genos is definitely up there too because if we're gonna make this like a tier list, SR Genos, even being an SR, is a ridiculously good character. He does a lot of damage. Iron is in the same category. Spring Mustachio's in the same category. Now, I will be that guy and be like, hey, this is a tier list. That means that this has to do with not the character and their usage, but the actual character's power and everything else like that. Obviously, SSR units are more broken than SR units due to the fact that they have broken cards and stuff like that. So I won't be that guy to say, hey, these characters deserve to be an SS. Now, everything else kind of checks here except for, I would say, um, definitely Atomic Samurai doesn't belong in the S tier. I would consider him more of an A tier basic character. I wouldn't consider him up there, and I think I'll make that difference in my tier list. Fubuki, she is very good damage dealer. The only downside is she has no hyper armor, which pisses me off because you want her to succeed, but if she gets hit by any boss before completing her combo, she absolutely gets shut down. Hence why I would put her at a B tier over any other character. Um, Job Hunter Saitama is actually kind of funny to have here because he's just one of those characters that's just in the middle, incredibly solid unit, damage dealer and all. It's just that he doesn't have any gimmick that puts him above anybody else. Iron obviously would be S tier. Um, uh, I think that everyone else down here does make sense, except for a lot of these. I'll mess with my tier list, and we'll hop to that one and really just talk about what is wrong with the picture here. Let's go ahead and hop to that tier list real quick. There we go. So let's go ahead and talk about everything that's pretty much like the way I would preface the tier list over what they kind of put, because I think that they are missing a few points, especially with a lot of the characters that they have up there. Obviously, if we're going to be talking about godly, let's go ahead and talk about obviously SSR Genos, godly, very good character. Um, Definitely, I would consider I would absolutely consider this guy to be godly. Spring Mustachio, if you guys have not seen a Pot 6 Spring Mustachio, don't talk to me because Pot 6 Spring Mustachio is absolutely broken and he just doesn't stop attacking. He's an absolute machine gun. Obviously, we have Prisoner Sonic over here. Tatsumaki is definitely up there. She's super versatile. Um, I would say Iron is still S tier because if we're going to consider him based off of everything that he's got, the only issue is he needs to get that parry. If he doesn't get that parry, then he's just kind of like feeding the meter with M1s, which is more annoying than anything, especially as an Iron player. Let's see. Metal Knight obviously would be SS Godly. I mean, he would be godly in general, just due to the fact that this guy is just ridiculously good whenever it comes down to doing damage, just raw damage dealer. Um, Puri Puri. I would say Puri Puri is definitely up there. He has fast meter gain. You guys really underestimate the hell out of everything that this dude does. He does very, very good whenever it comes down to raw damage. Just raw damage. He's just very, very good. And he's also got an incredible defensive. And he gets a lot of benefits from actually getting his defensives off, which makes him very, very good. And just the fast meter build is just so ridiculously good, matched with his SSR card, matched with the damage he gets from like stacking DPS and stuff like that. Dude could really just blend any boss. I mean, he's not exactly broken, hence why he's not like above Metal Knight or anything like that. But I would put it like here at least. Tanip, Tanip's decent. I think that especially with half anniversary and Bounty Rush coming up, he's definitely up there. But I wouldn't say he really does anything to really reach outside the box. You know what I mean? Um, really underestimated one is definitely Golden Ball. I think Golden Ball's definitely up there whenever it comes down to just damage dealer. Now, as a playable character, he's hard as shit to use. But if you just let the AI do its thing, let it get like the 30 stacks, get a pot 6 Golden Ball, you'll nuke. Like you'll nuke as much as Genos nukes, even more sometimes. Um, Obviously we're talking about like SR Genos. SR Genos is just like really, really up there. I would even consider him like to be up there because he's just such a raw damage dealer. A lot of people always just talk about his combo. His greatest combo is literally just RQ, 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 and you pretty much win. Stinger, incredibly underestimated character. The only issue with this character is the fact that he has no super armor, which sucks because if he has no hyper, I mean, it's hyper armor because he still takes damage, but he has no hyper armor. That's the problem. If he had a hyper armor, this dude would actually be probably the best character in the game, hands down, because his kit, let alone the damage that his kit can actually do, let alone the amount of potential that he can do is ridiculously good, man. Like he does some really, really good stuff. Solid leg work and everything. He can really clear. Um, let's talk about Sonic. Sonic's obviously up there. The only issue with Sonic and oh man, baby boy Sonic, I feel so bad. But his only problem and the reason why I dropped him in the rankings last time is due to the fact that whenever he pops his R skill, he will get stuck in place, and his R skill takes forever to use. So if it's going against someone like Mosquito Girl, he's going to be taking damage while attacking, and at the same time, he might even miss half of his attack, depending on when the hell he's actually attacking with the R skill, which is his highest damage dealing skill. That R skill does more damage than Prisoner Sonic's skill. The only difference is Prisoner Sonic's skill is incredibly fast, and he has super armor, which means he takes no damage, which makes him amazing. Um, SNCK. SNCK is definitely up there. I would say that he's definitely one of the better characters in the game. Um, is just pretty much Ultra Instinct Goku. I would even put him above Stinger, and I would even classify Stinger in A due to the fact that A class is just where he belongs. Like freaking Stinger is just there. He's really just there. Now, whenever it comes down to Stinger, he just has this one problem with literally just not being able to just, he can't take a hit. He'll just get smacked up. Now the difference is, Triple Staff Lily is up there. I would consider her up there compared to most people, especially S tier, due to the fact that she does quite a lot of damage. She has a lot of combat experience and a crap ton of return, like comeback. How do you say it? She has a bunch of hyper armor, and she also has a bunch of counterattacks, which is amazing. Lots of damage, and she could pretty much infinite combo if you let her. On my mask, of course, he's going to be like S tier, definitely up there. He's very consistent, a little too consistent at that because I think he has like the most like consistent freaking attack in the game, where he just continuously jumps at the freaking boss. And if you don't know where they got that from my homeboy Lightning Max. And Lightning Max is up there, man. The only issue is he's a one trick pony. He does a lot of damage, but if you hit him with like a big attack or an AoE, he's going to fall. And once he falls, he pretty much loses steam, and you'd have to like actually wait until the cooldowns are up again. Hence why Lightning Max just kind of hurts in that regard, due to the fact that the only time he does get hyper armor is with that R skill, which is kind of nice. Saitama. People love this guy. People love Saitama to death. In this regard, I would actually put Saitama probably about right here. He's just so fast. He can move so fluently. It's crazy. He could clear the gap between you and the opponent incredibly fast if you know how to use him. I've seen a lot of like Saitama mains really, really kick ass in a lot of regards. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and just drop these guys down because I feel like S tier is being filled up a little too much, especially in that regard of just being really, really good characters. But the only problem is there's just too many up there, man. Um, Atomic Samurai, definitely on top of A tier. This dude, the only problem is he's missing two moves. I've been saying this since launch. Dude's missing two moves to this day. The only problem with him is due to the fact that he does have this big issue of needing to dodge. If he doesn't dodge or if he doesn't counterattack, he just won't do the damage that he needs. And you could like argue, okay, what if you just M1 though? There's a lot of characters that can just M1 and do way more with their M1s than this guy can. For instance, Spring Mustachio could just consistently keep attacking, get his cooldowns back due to the fact that he attacks and gets cooldown reduction on his skills, making his skill 2 chargeable. He charges it fast, and then he could dodge while he's charging. He could dodge while he's attacking. He could dodge while he releases. He could dodge while taking a shit. It's fucking Spring Mustachio. He could dodge pretty much anything if you just do it correctly. That's it. All right. Freaking Job Hunter Saitama. I would say he's definitely up there. He's just raw. That's it. He's just a raw, good damage dealer. There's nothing really crazy about his kit. He just can't really do that much. Now, the only difference is there are some characters that do outperform him. I would say that oh no, I think Smile Man's really freaking up there, man. You guys really shit on Smile Man. For a resolute attacker, this dude is so damn consistent. He could just keep throwing the kendama 24/7. And especially if you get that potential 6 where he gets 2 smiley stacks for every catch, bro's literally never going to stop ulting. And his ult does a lot of damage. Like that little side ult does a crap ton of damage. Like it does good damage. Moomin Rider definitely up there. I would say that he's definitely like up there, but the only problem with Moomin Rider is due to the fact that he does require you to be very gimmicky. You have to dodge when you have to dodge. You have to move when you have to move. He's a good support. He's a good offhand. I wouldn't consider him up there though. He just doesn't have a hard hitting gimmick besides his ultimate that does okay damage, but his mode is weaker than Stinger's mode, and that's the only reason why I would put him here. Okay, so Blizzard. She's definitely up there. I would consider her better than Atomic Samurai. The only downside is she suffers from success. Now, with Blizzard, I love her to death. She is probably the baddest bitch in like One Punch Man. And freaking, the only downside is she has no hyper armor. Whenever she's trying to do that combo, she gets slapped in the mouth. It's up, bro. She just falls over. And then you have to start the combo over again. And there's like, we're getting into this age of combat where the bosses are attacking faster, everyone's moving quicker. Like, you're going to miss something if you blink. And if this chick gets hit one time, it's up. Zombie Man. I know I crap on him a lot, but he's not bad. He's actually not bad. He's actually a very good character. The only reason I put him down in the rankings is due to the fact that his freaking melee kit sucks. But if we're talking about how good this character is compared to other characters, how like raw his damage can be with the right build, and a lot of you guys fuck this up, but with the right build, you can build this dude to be probably the greatest greatest breaker in the game. The only downside is he's not as consistent as Genos and everyone else up here. If he was more consistent, he would be up there. But he's not. That's the downside. He's just not that consistent. And hence why he just doesn't perform as well as everyone else. The other thing is, we're going to go ahead and talk about the last character, which is Silver Fang. Silver Fang is a great unit, but he does underperform compared to a lot of units whenever it comes down to damage. His ultimate's really cool, but when I would put him above. No, I don't know, because deflections. Well, I don't know. Silver Fang is going to be meta, especially with how consistent the new enemies and the new bosses are attacking. His deflections are more key than anything. He's just as useful as someone like Pypy Prisoner. So freaking, I would even consider him probably the top of A tier for now. And I think we're going to stop it there. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Take it easy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy and peace out.